go. Happy Thursday. It is time for Waaaay Offsides Live. That is Way with 3 A's. Or, excuse me, I almost messed it up. 4 A's, never 3, never 5. I don't feel good tonight. I'm pushing through a sinus infection for this.
Should we call
You know, you know who knows how to spell it correctly, Jeff?
Who?
Chris?
Oh,
Skip.
Skip Bayless knows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell him, Skip.
Skip knows.
Tell him.
Way, this is all caps, Waaaay, way.
There you
Four
go.
A's.
Now you know, with
Or
4
Horseman.
A's. So,
R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Golly.
yeah.
Sorry
I
to
hope
leave the
that-
show off with that.
Wow.
No, that's okay. We got to get it out there. The Hulk.
The
The
Hulkster.
Hulkster at 71 years old has passed away.
Man.
The internet is split on how they feel about that. You know, he had made some pretty racist comments at one point. I didn't realize that. I mean,
Turns out he was a real dirtbag, but at his wrestling height, you know, for anybody that watch wrestling, if Tobias is listening, you know, Hulk Hogan is the reason wrestling is what it is today.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I just got some breaking news really quick. I'm
Oh,
gonna
did
pop
you?
it up on the screen. I just got a message here. A lot of you have probably already seen it from Miss J Clay. Big friend of the show. For those of you who don't
Big
know,
friend of the show. Michael muted himself.
I don't think he muted himself. I think his
His thing froze. Well,
he's
Xavier Griffin has shut down his recruitment, meaning that it's over. He's not taking any calls. He's not taking any visits. He's not doing anything.
He's locked in.
He's back.
I'm sorry. Did I break?
Yeah, you hit a freeze moment, and then you were out.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Head cold, internet, you know, it's just a typical Thursday night. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but we'll get to the recruiting stuff. I think everybody wants to talk recruiting, but we do have a special guest tonight.
Yes,
Jeff,
we
I'll
do.
let you do the,
Yes, we do.
the introductions.
Wait, what a special guest.
Yes, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a special guest tonight.
He's
If y'all
special.
know,
I didn't know about this.
he had a viral video last for the Gravedigger play, watching the game, and when Milroe hit Jalen Waddle in the back corner of the end zone, he went a little berserk. That clip went viral. Reached out to him. We made friends, and since then, we've gotten to know that their whole crew and the whole network, and they're friends of the show. So we like him. He's a good dude. So we're gonna bring him on. This is our friend JT.
Oh, it didn't work. There we
There he
go.
is.
JT, what's going on?
There he is.
Boom! I'm in here,
Hey,
baby.
He's
You guys
here.
are awesome, man. That was a great
Jeff-
intro, Jeff. That was a great intro.
I appreciate
Jeff-
that.
Jeff's going to get the windows figured out.
Yes,
before
I'll get the
long.
windows fixed.
No,
Straight,
maybe not.
StreamYard's on one today. man.
StreamYard's on it. There we go. There we go.
Anyway,
I can
how you doing,
definitely see
JT?
that.
There
I'm
we
doing good.
Oh,
I'm doing
oh,
good.
Oh, boo.
There we go.
All
There we go.
right,
Moving
there we go.
around.
All right. Give me a minute. We'll get there eventually.
45
StreamYard,
minutes.
it was me,
late.
curveballs, man, and that's it.
How's it
JT.
going, JT?
Ah, man, I'm doing good. I just passed my kidney stone, and I'm back. It's been a week. It's been a rough week, boys. Okay. Anybody in the comment section?
It's real.
We know.
We lost you. Lost
We
your
lost
audio.
Yeah.
Somebody
audio.
lost him.
And he's gone.
Oh,
and we lost
he's
him
out.
altogether.
Just died.
And we're back.
Just died. Roll Tide, everybody, in
That was
the
good. That was JT from the Bama Standard Network. We appreciate him coming.
in the comment section. Eric, yeah, that's all you get of JT tonight. Roll Tide, Eric, we're gonna get to recruiting in just a little bit. Stick around.
Yeah,
Cat,
we are.
Roll
JT will be
Tide.
back.
Henry,
Bring him
Roll
back in
Tide.
when
Look
he
at
comes back in.
Michael, Roll Tide.
Oh, you know who
Kyle.
Michael Espy is. You know who Michael Espy is.
Do I?
That's our
Hey,
good
is that-
friend. That's our good friend.
Is that one of our guys over
Hey,
at
Ashton Daniels.
Oh,
There he's back. There he's back.
Got
And
it.
he's
They're in the room that was calling me. It threw off my thing. I had to turn on Do Not Disturb real quick. And
Yeah,
yeah,
they told me-
that's
yeah.
yeah.
now we're back. Now we're
Now
back.
we're back.
Oh,
Urban
Urban
Raj.
Raj in the house.
We got a lot of
Urban
folks in here
Raj,
tonight.
baby.
So that was a nice interview.
Mia,
Yeah, so I'm on water now, by the way, guys. I drink
Okay.
water, sponsored by water. My life is water. Jesus has brought me to the light. I don't need no more sodas, no more bad
Yeah.
stuff.
it'll mess
And
you
I'm
up,
gonna
man.
stick with in the words of my good friend growing up, the water boy, high quality H2O is what I'm gonna stick to.
That's what does wells in this thermos right here. High quality,
Man,
highest of it.
Fabulous. Well, JT, I had this idea today. I know that you wanted to go over the schedule stuff here in a little bit, and we will. But there are a couple things. This has been a really crazy week for sound bites. There's been a lot of people just kind of mouthing off, saying stuff. And I've got 3 of those kind of ready to go that I wanted to talk about. So would you be willing to kind of do our new hot takes segment with us?
Let's do it, baby.
All right, without further ado, the inaugural hot takes. So hot. You like that?
That's good. And seeing some of those pictures, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Lane Kiffin popping up out there. That got me.
Yeah.
I put that.
Oh,
Chris had
gosh.
no idea. Chris is dumbfounded. He's like, "What? What did
It's like, what did I just watch?
All right. Well, we're going to start on a positive one here. I'm going to bring up the graphic. It might mess up the windows. I apologize in advance.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see. There we go. It just blocks out everybody but me and you, JT. They'll be fine. Ty Simpson this week pretty much came out and said, "Hey, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to win. I'm ready to show the fan base that I'm the guy. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to win." Now, is this just coach speak? Is this, do you believe him? Is what I want to know.
So, one of the big things about this right here, and you got to look at when you talk about a starting quarterback, especially in the SEC, the first thing you have to do is win the locker room. All right. How do you win the locker room? You can't be not confident. You got to be confident, man. You got to be confident. But there's a difference in confidence and cocky, and there's a fine line in there. And you tap dance on it sometimes.
Yeah.
I like this attitude
Agreed.
right here. This is a great one to have. Also, Ty knowing some things that some of us may not know too. He knows what's going on in the locker room. He knows the
Sure.
vibe now. He knows that
Sure.
offensive line. He knows what this run game could do. Now, something I'm going to talk about Sunday night, too. I'll give you guys a little preview to it. This kind of goes with this right here with Ty Simpson. It's very key in the Florida State game, every game before the Georgia game, for real, in my opinion, to establish the run and be really good with it. If we struggle with the run, it's going to make Ty have to maybe go into some growing pains we don't need him to yet. We need to ease him in versus being like, hey, we need 450 and 4 touchdowns every game. You see what I'm saying? Where we don't need that. We need 200, 250, a couple touchdowns. We're going to have the running backs running 100 probably each, offensive line doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is a big thing with Ty to me. I think this is locker room kind of thing to me, the locker room grabber. Like, hey, guys, I want y'all to know I'm going to carry us to that next level.
Well, to your point, I've been
True.
saying for a couple of months now that I think Alabama will approach that game in Tallahassee with a run first mentality. For that reason, also, AJ McCarron came out, I believe yesterday, and was kind of talking about he wants Alabama fans to be patient with Ty Simpson. A lot of people are putting on that Mac Jones comparison. I think potentially just me. I think that could be dangerous.
Very.
Good.
Yeah, and so if he like you said, JT, if he doesn't come out and throw for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns, or the first time he throws an interception, folks are going to be ready to pull him, and Keelan Russell's sitting back there, and a lot of fans are really eager for that to happen. And so AJ just kind of encouraging Alabama fans to give them a little bit of grace and be patient, and I think Alabama will do that by running the ball first.
Hey, and Cat's right too here. I was very skeptic of Ty Simpson. Okay, I was not the Ty fan. I actually said there was not be a Ty Simpson era. So for me to sit here and say what I'm saying, I've swallowed my, hey, I'm wrong. Boom, that's my bad. You can have a bad take. Don't die on the heel type deal.
Yeah.
I'm with Ty Simpson, man. Regardless of the fact, if he's starting quarterback, you got to roll what you got. You know what I'm saying? And you got to believe in him. And but I do like what I'm seeing too. Like what you're seeing right now with the team talking. Ryan Williams is calling them, telling them good night. Like, man, that's a connection. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's a connection. That's the connection you want to, like, especially with your star guy and your quarterback. Confidence builders. You know, when Tyreek Hill says Tua's the best quarterback in the league. All right, obviously there's like, all right, well, Patrick Mahomes has like 3 rings. He has like what is Tua? That's when people start doing that whole comparison. But Tyreek Hill's trying to build confidence in his guy. And that's kind of where I see that with the Ryan Williams, Jared Bernards, and all of them will build confidence in Ty as they go. And this is going to be a fun team to watch, man. It's going to be a fun, exciting season. I wouldn't say put the Mac Jones pressure on them, but you could put some Mac and Jake Coker and mix it a little bit. And I think his stories, they can run parallel a little bit too. Like, obviously he didn't transfer nowhere, but waiting your turn, getting in, utilize your stars that are with you, and go get a natty, baby.
If the running backs can hold up their end of the bargain, this is going to be a potent offense, I think, because the wide receivers are deep and skilled. There can be an argument over who has the best group. There are a couple.
I want to see this O-line, man, to be honest.
Yes,
not just run blocking,
has a chance,
but pass blocking. Because Caden Proctor can run the whole D lines over. But when it comes to pass blocking, that's where I'm like, Caden gets, and there are a couple other things too, and last year, obviously different quarterback situation than we have now. So, there's that too. But, and I wonder how different, I've never even asked an offensive lineman that question. I'm going to ask Andre Smith next time I talk to him about that. What's the difference for blocking for a scrambling quarterback versus a pocket quarterback? Because there's got to be a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be a difference in there.
It's a different technique for sure, I would think.
JT, we got a question for you from one of our show members and somebody you're very familiar with here. I'll just pop it up on the screen here. Herb and Rod's podcast, part of the Bama Standard Network. They ask, who is your favorite to work with? JB, Justin, Herb, or Steven M? They're putting you on the spot.
Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Look, I love everybody. Justin, Herb, and Steven M. I love them all. Me and JB started out together, and JB reached out to me first over everybody about coming on. JB got me started in podcasting. I mean, there's that.
JB's your podfather.
So, yeah. Technically, yes. So Talking Bama originated on JB, Sports Talking with JB, and it was a segment with me.
Oh, that makes sense.
I came on with him, and then we took Talking Bama to TikTok. Justin saw us on TikTok and was like, I like y'all show. Let's bring it on the Bama Standard. The Bama Standard popped up. Bada bing, bada bang. And, my wife had just commented, too, hey, I posted the video of Daisy. Yes, that's my wife. So she did start it, which posted the video, which was the trickling domino effect. Which
behind every good man is a good woman.
Herb says not answering my call the rest of the week. Herb, I love you. I love you, Herb. I love all of
Herb's
y'all.
Good dude.
Okay.
The real answer, Herb, is way offsides, and don't think we didn't see that. Left us off of the answer.
Looking at all of this, it's crazy that way offsides started as a joke.
It did,
and then now look,
and now look at it. Now it's an even bigger joke.
I've watched you guys for a while now, man. I remember when I first got into it, I'd seen Cotton on Twitter. And I started following from there, and I followed everybody else from the show. Y'all had another guy on here too. Who was the other guy?
Bill.
Older gentleman. Bill.
Yeah, Bill's being held captive.
Yeah, Bill's held hostage right now. He's not allowed out of the basement until we hit a certain amount of subs.
All he has to do is put the lotion on its skin.
Yeah, that's all. All right, so let's go.
Joe Dirt too is hilarious when he sees Buffalo Bob before Buffalo Bob. It's hilarious. Just saying.
All right, let's hit some more of these hot takes. We've got one. I'm not going to bring the graphic up because it messed everything up. Sorry about that, Jeff. I know you
just do it quick.
Okay, here we go. Kurt Signetti.
Oh, Kurt.
You guys, I actually like Signetti. I think he's good. He's one of those characters that's good for college football. But he had some mouthy, passive-aggressive shots during Big Ten Media Days regarding the SEC scheduling basically said that he felt like he should take the SEC's approach. You know, there's that because the SEC is not playing 9 conference games. Right off the bat, I was like, wait a minute. In 2021, didn't a 4-5 Ole Miss team play Indiana in the Outback Bowl and beat them? Indiana's best team like in the past 20 years. And so I think it's good to have the smack talk, but at the same time, man, if you're going to be a coach, you can't just be rage baiting folks.
You can't just be blurting out idiocy.
Got to hold some weight. Got to hold some weight somewhere. Yeah. You got to have some argument in it. Yeah, he's like saying like, hey, there's some meat on the bone and it's just bone left. That's kind of like how he's playing. It's like no, bro. Like, no. Tell me again. Oregon just came in the conference. Don't give me we're a powerhouse conference. We got Oregon. All right. Outside of
Oregon
Michigan and Ohio State. Outside of Michigan, Ohio State, who else is in that conference that could beat South Carolina?
You could make an argument for Penn State, but that's
you can make an argument unless depends on the time of the game.
Agreed. I agree in that too. The time of the game and agreed. Penn State.
If it's in November, I don't know. If it's September.
Now they would be smart to go ahead and grab Notre Dame just to help them because Notre Dame is always ranked high.
Notre Dame's not going to do that.
No, I know they wouldn't, but it would actually help the Big Ten if they could get a contract with Notre Dame done.
Yeah,
they do it like, or is the ACC
money,
that has
Notre Dame be
basketball? I think.
Yeah,
you're right.
Speaking of conference realignment, another bit that came out right before we started the show today is that North Carolina is now seeking an exit from the ACC to join the SEC. Obviously, if that happens. The SEC is going to have to take another team. I would imagine the team of focus would be Clemson. Just me. It makes the most sense.
Do you remember last year when the smoke was around FSU and Clemson leaving ACC to come to the SEC?
They both wanted to at a certain point, but
I would not doubt out. Yeah, I agree. Now I would not doubt out one of those teams sliding in with North Carolina.
Well, they would have to. Yeah, they would absolutely have to have another team.
They wouldn't take.
You can't have a team with North in their name in the SEC.
Look, man, regionality doesn't matter anymore. Geography's out the window. You've got SMU over in the ACC. I think no, dude. I mean, Oregon's in the Big Ten. It doesn't matter
aesthetically,
anymore.
You can't have a North State in SEC. North Carolina.
Look, man, we are on our way to the NFL model. It's going to be the
take
Big
another
10
team. They got to meet a standard.
It's going to be the Big Ten and SEC before it's
I'll say this though.
They've got to meet the Bama standard.
I love their uniforms. Okay.
Yes, I like the blues.
The blue is beautiful. Okay.
But bro, I don't want to have to play North Carolina basketball every year twice.
God dog, dang it! That part I didn't think about.
Yeah, right. See,
think about that. Nah, man,
baseball too.
Well, the SEC last year. I was about to say now. Last year, the SEC playing North Carolina was a good game. That was an easier game.
I ain't worried about it.
We played in SEC.
I ain't worried about
it. SEC was tough last year.
Not worried about it a little bit.
But let's enjoy. Entertain that for a second though. Say they come, we get Clemson. I've seen that being a hot topic. Is Clemson? Say it's Clemson and North Carolina. Now South Carolina too. You got 3 teams, same state, same conference now. At what point do we start to have an SEC tournament for the championship in football? Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. Probably once we go to the 2 conference model that we're moving towards, it's going to eventually be the Big Ten and the SEC. It's going to be the AFC, NFC is
essentially. Yes. So, that makes sense.
Then because
you're going to have to trim games off the season then. Because then you're going to have college game, like 19, 20 game seasons. You can't have college kids playing that many games into February. And the stupid TV network will put it on a Monday night at 8:00, and it'll be like at the end of February. And it's like, God almighty, it's spring training. Why do we have a football game still?
Money does talk, though. I'll say that.
Money's right, man.
Money does talk.
I'd rather have Miami and FSU.
I would
put the U in the SEC. That would be awesome.
I think Clemson and Florida State have the most SEC-like tradition.
Agreed. That's why I mentioned Florida State.
SEC programs already. So, that's just my opinion.
Miami don't want Clemson. or their
Florida
fan
State's
base.
name recruits itself almost. I mean,
Give
decent.
me the
coach,
U.
you know.
The U is sexier
Kyle-
than that.
Kyle's with me.
Bama, Miami on a Saturday night.
Oh,
that has
dude,
way
yeah.
more. That has way
I
more
agree.
juice than Clemson.
As long
Bama.
as long as the game's not in Miami, and so I don't want Bama traveling to Florida for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I went to the Miami
could
Dolphins
possibly go
Stadium and
wrong
watched
at
them
South
play
Beach?
there. And I'll say this: we went, and where me and my wife sat was in the end zone, so we were good. But we found out in Miami, the Sunlight Stadium, that they put all the visitors in this one spot right here, and it's the only spot in the whole entire stadium that the sun will ever hit. And you sit there, and it is 20 degrees hotter in that little section in September. Like, we're not talking August and July. We're talking about 110, 120 in September in that spot. People over there having sunblock on because they're sitting there in the game. So, yeah, the stadium is meant to not cater to away fans at all.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Jay, thanks for stopping in. We already popped off at first about the news about Xavier shutting down his recruitment again.
Yep.
I know I sent you a message over on X, but we just wanted to say congratulations and
Yes.
really happy for you guys. And roll tide as always. For those of you who don't know, Jay,
She's been here for a while, Cotton. Jay's been here for a while.
Well, good.
Yeah, she popped in a while back.
Keeping
I
up with
saw,
comments.
I saw
Yeah.
her comment. I
Everybody's
loved her statement on Twitter
Everybody from Mally
a while back. Her
Man, she
statement
mic
was-
drops. She
Yes.
mic drops her statements. I love them.
Yeah.
Dog,
Here we
when
go.
she said what
Oh,
she
okay.
said, I said, I was over there air pumping. I was like, that is
Yeah.
my girl.
She gets
Like
me fired
this.
up.
Well, let's
Oh,
She gets
my
me
God.
fired up.
there's plenty of stuff. You know what else gets folks fired up is when opposing quarterbacks talk smack. Right.
Ooh.
And Tommy Castellanos, former Boston College quarterback, has all summer been running his mouth. And guess what? He doubled down on it at ACC Media Days. Pretty much said he's not backing down from what he said, even after Alabama's significant players from Alabama's defense. Made it a point to discuss it.
Well, he
During
sort of
SEC
tried to
Media Days.
backtrack it, but then he didn't. It was weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would
I would
be
not want
like,
to be this dude's kneecaps. That's all I'm
no, and that would be like me talking junk about Way Offsides. You guys bring me on. I'm like, oh, it wasn't even like that, man. And then I go on my show Sunday night and say something totally different. That's what this guy's doing. This guy
Yeah.
is a clown, bro. Clown.
He don't know nothing about it. That's fine. He's gonna learn.
Clown,
He's gonna figure it
bro.
out. I could understand it if it was honestly even like Diego Pavia saying it, Jackson Arnold, somebody that had beat Alabama the year before, plays in the same conference. Like I could get that, bro. You were the quarterback at Boston College, and you were now
You had lost your
heralding-
job.
You are now heralding a 2-10 team from last year, the laughing stock of college football. Nothing against the young men on that team. I just think that the way that team was put together, it just didn't work. You know my philosophy on NIL. If you use NIL as the priority recruiting tool, you cannot build long-term success. FSU fell victim to that last year. But then you've got Bama coming to the house, and maybe it's a all eyes on me type mentality. I want everybody to look at me. I want everybody to see what but buddy, this team, and Jay, speaking of Jay, she said it when she was on the show. This team is a lot different than last year's team. That defense
Top
is
to
going
bottom.
to be very, very good.
Inside
this team's
and
gonna
out.
mesh offensively a lot better. Why give the bulletin board material? I just don't understand it.
Because you're an idiot. You don't understand. He can't understand. He's been a quarterback at Boston College. He doesn't understand that kind of talk, that kind of stuff. He doesn't get it.
I want to shout out BD right there. BD, Eric, guys like that. Y'all are always commenting on videos when we upload them. It doesn't matter if it's shorts, long form, lives. Y'all are
Appreciate
always
y'all.
there. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Hey guys, we got a link in the chat. If anybody wants to become a show member, it's right here. You can find it in the chat. Real simple. Join the Way Offsides crew. Be a Way Offsides insider. All the cool kids are doing it.
So and I told my wife when she was trying to look where to watch the show at, I said, it's Way Offsides. I think it's like 4 Ys. And she was like, well, this ain't it. It has like 18 followers. I said, no, that's not right. And then I said, hold on. And I went, look, I was like 4 A's. I was like, I messed up.
Way outside.
We'll help you out really quick. Jeff, can we help him out?
We can. We do have somebody who knows how to spell it
somebody
right.
who knows
though.
how to spell it for you.
Yeah, I just got to
Help
find
him
it.
out. Come on, click on it.
Waaaay. This is all caps. Waaaay. Waaaay.
Oh,
Warriors.
we got Skip.
That was my
talking about
email
it.
he was reading, by the way, JT. He
How-
was reading
how
my
much-
email.
Yeah, that
How
was
much
literally
did you-
us.
How much did you pay Skip to do that?
Wait, that's,
I didn't. I just
sensitive information.
y'all should go watch that because I was arguing about. I'm a huge Steelers fan, so I was arguing about he was championing for Mike Tomlin, and I've had enough of Mike Tomlin, and so I sent him an email arguing my point of why Mike Tomlin needed to go, and I got him. He even said on that clip, he was like, "You got me," and he said I was right, and I was like, "I got Skip.
That's
Skip.
dope.
I got him."
That's dope.
So I was pretty happy about that, but yeah, I've been following
Speaking-
Skip for years.
Speaking of
Years.
kind of exposure, JT, I'm sorry to do this while you're on the show. I owe Carson Beck an apology. So yesterday
No.
I used AI and I made a
I saw it.
picture of,
So did
That's
4
all
million other people.
and I
Do
did
you
not.
have that? Do you have that with
I
us?
don't have it on here.
Cotton?
No, you can find it on my X account. I did not expect that to do what it did, and it is some numbers. I think we're up to like 4
Did it.
million views at this point.
Yeah.
So Carson Beck, I'm certain you've seen it at this point. I apologize for making you look like Sid the Sloth.
You shouldn't.
I don't.
But he
apologize.
does. All you did was
He kind of does.
You just
Hey,
send a
I mean-
picture of him.
A lot of people think that. Okay, so that's not a.
He's right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
I
a
mean,
wild,
Sure.
analogy there. It was funny. I think it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all.
It's
fun.
all. It's
It was
all
pretty
fun.
funny. You're right about
I mean,
that.
it
This
is.
is
I mean,
mine.
all of us here, we've got garbage bill kid cards. So
Yeah. yeah. Look, it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye or gets a cease and desist letter.
I actually used to collect garbage.
Yeah.
or gets a Roman candle shot into their burger.
Oh God, dog! No, let's hope
we
not.
need to stop
no.
talking about that,
Let's
please.
not
That was a
do
4th of July story. We don't talk about that the rest of the year.
What stays
started
at the
calling-
fireworks stays.
People started calling it a hate crime in the comments. We,
If it quacks like a duck, walks like a
sorry,
duck.
sorry it happened to you, Mia. It's
Oh, so JT, I was told that you really wanted to talk over Alabama's 2025 schedule, and I've got it keyed up
Yes.
here.
Yes,
I'm
he
just gonna
does.
pop it on the screen, and you take it away, sir. Here we go.
All right. So, as we can see, guys, right here, you're looking. Obviously, we all know the Florida State game. I'm thinking Bama's going to handle that one right there. I don't think.
1-0.
I mean, yeah. I think we might be a little, first quarter kind of. What are we doing? Getting things together. Kick off. Once
Right.
we go, we go. Monroe, I think that's where we just kind of, hey, we're at home. Let's keep the wheels going. Let's learn. Let's add on. Let's let Ty try to air it out maybe some more if he didn't get to in the Florida State game or whatever they didn't get to in the Florida State game. All right, then we'll go Wisconsin coming to us as well. I got us on a dub at that one as well. Wisconsin's kind of slightly fell off. Don't overlook them. Not saying that.
That's an 11 a.m. game too. Temperature.
Yes, that the thing that scares me is 11
Humidity.
a.m. because last time we played them at 11 a.m., it was at their place in Wisconsin, which is two different
Oh,
temperatures.
hey,
Tuscaloosa versus there. Give me Bama. I think that one though will be closer than the FSU game. I think the Wisconsin will be the closest of the first three. But I got Bama 3-0
It's 3-0.
going to Georgia. Now this is where even last year people were like, hey, we might lose this one. Bama's coming out party. Georgia's going to want to get back. My only thing with it, I cannot see Georgia beating us with Gunner Stockton unless he comes out and does something that none of us have seen in the first 3 weeks right there. Or Kirby makes a pivot play. Who knows? I give me Bama, though. Defense really good in that game. They're going to want to use that game as a building point as well. Definitely give me Bama by 90 on
Bama by
October
100.
4th. Yeah.
October 4th.
That get
Give
back's
me.
gonna
I'm
be
at
good.
that game. That's going to be a good game. I got Bama by a lot in that one. Diego and them coming into town. He's like 2-0.
Diego with
against
some
Bama teams.
swagger coming into
We
town,
got a
talking
little
that
swag now, like what
shiz.
what Cotton said. Yeah, what Cotton said though. You know, Diego, you want to talk your junk? You know, kind of do your thing. Jackson, you know, you won. You know, talk your junk. Kinda, you know, I didn't say nothing when he talked his junk. Hey, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. We're gonna see you on October 4th. Bama.
Yes.
Missouri, going to Missouri. That's going to be a sneaky one, guys. It's going to be a sneaky road game right there. But I think Bama gets that one against Missouri. I don't think they're going to be quarterback talent not there. Last year, if any year they had to do it, last year they had the quarterback talent to do it, but he got injured and some other things happened. Bama, Tennessee, give me get back with Bama. Dixieland Delight, I'm smoking cigars all night, baby.
Should have won that game by
Bama,
10 last year.
God, dog, man. Don't even get me started on last year's. Man, that
Last
game
year was a
losing
wash.
by
It's over.
7. Yeah,
Yes.
losing
Yes.
by
Over.
7, man, was freaking like.
Sucked.
Yes, give me Bama in the Tennessee game as well. Now, this is where.
So we're
people-
7-0 going to
Yes.
Columbia.
Yes. Now this is where I'm the most scared of our whole entire schedule. Is October
Get you,
25th,
Kyle.
the day after mine and Kaylin DeBoer's birthday. FYI.
Ah.
Yeah, fun fact.
So DeBoer will be hung over from partying with JT
Yeah.
the night before.
No, I'm saving Coach. We're saving it Friday night. We gotta get ready
only-
for Cellar.
He only drinks water now. We've discussed.
Yes,
right.
we're watered up, baby. Watered up, okay? But this game scares me, guys. We all know the quarterback Sellers. He is great. They also got a great defensive line. And I want to paint a picture for you guys real quick. Cam Newton. Everybody knows who that is. Played at Auburn.
And Florida.
There was a coach. Yes. Yeah, I was going to get
And
to the point
Blinn.
of the coach that helped
I'm
him,
messing
though,
with
along the way is Mike Shula. And Mike Shula now at South Carolina as well, working with this style quarterback is the style of a Cam Newton, a 2025 version of Cam Newton. This scares me. And we're going to their place. And if you watch last year's game, yes, we should have scored some more points. We left some. We hung ourselves out there some, I know. But this is the game I think Bama slips on right here. This is where I think we go 7-1. I think we may drop one right here. Now, we could win, though. I'm not saying it's one of those games where I 100% believe we lose. This one just worries me the most. South Carolina at South Carolina. We all remember, not when we went with Tua, but the time before that, what happened with Garcia, and then I went wild on us there, man. Went wild.
Sandstorm, all that.
Yeah, God, dog. Anyways, LSU, they're definitely going to want us to some get back, but the only problem is you coming to T-Town bound, baby, and I don't think it happens this year. I think Bama's going to get LSU again. I do not get the LSU hype this year. Everybody is on them so much, and I'm confused.
They forget Brian Kelly is still their coach.
I get the quarterback, okay? I get it. But, like, we can't just – I mean, look at Bryce Young. Let's go to Bryce Young. Look how great of a quarterback he was. You know? I mean, there's only so much a quarterback can do, though, okay? Like,
sure.
And there's a coach has to help, too. And like you just said, you got Brian Kelly. They stole one from us a couple years ago. Hey, that's fine. I don't think it happens now. Bama, 8-1 at that point. Definitely got to get back on 11-18 against Oklahoma. They're coming to T-Town bound. I think Bama handles Oklahoma pretty well in this one, actually. And I know people's going to say it about John, the quarterback, and Heisman hopeful for him. People are talking him in some Heisman talks and some, quarterback Maxwell, stuff like that, talking about him, preseason stuff. The thing about that is Alabama's defense this year can handle a quarterback. I'm not going to be worried about our DBs. Anything like that. I hope our front seven can apply the pressure we were starting to apply last year, and we're going to be just fine. Bama gets that game. That's 9-1. I think the next game we have a walkover right there. Last home game of the year. Bama's, we'll know how that game goes. Auburn and Jordan Hare haven't beat us since 2019. I believe that's 2,069 days. If my math is right, I could be wrong. But it's been a while. It's been a very, very long time since they beat us. And it hasn't even been this decade. Do I think it happens now? No. Hell no. Hell no. Give me Alabama. Alabama now. We're going to be playing the Indian Burial Ground. We need to have our Jesus pieces on. Need to say our prayers. We need grandmamas praying. We all need to pray. Bama fans, if you go to the game, make sure you have some holy water to douse on you because it gets hot in hell, okay? And watch yourself. I tell my daughter all the time, in this world, baby, there's a lot of ugly things.
I'm with Eric.
But there's two things that are the worst in this world, okay? That's the devil, Auburn, and Auburn fans. They go together. But that's the worst thing. My daughter will see Auburn in public and be like, "Ugh, that's ugly," and I'll be like, "Roll Tide, baby."
JT, we got some trash talk from the AA boys, man.
My AA friends.
JT ain't confident, but deep down, he's willing to bet his
pants.
I'm going to wetting his pants about the umbrella. No, actually, I'm not.
Double check. Hang on.
And, hey, if you don't know me, fact check me, Playboy. I'm the one and the only one. I'm gonna talk junk whether it's today, tomorrow, your mama, your grandmama. I don't care. I'm here, baby.
Look,
10 toes down.
They in here talking smack, and they talk big for a team that's gonna go 6-6. So
look, dude, talk to me when you look. If your last team's best record was in a video game versus actual real life. Yeah, skip me, dog. Y'all have a better EA rating than you have an actual since
the Auburn fan base is extremely confident.
19, or was it 19? They had a winning record. It was whatever years. It's whenever they beat
10 and 14.
They never have a good year, and then when they finally have that 9-4 year or something, they have to go play and do this little juju stuff in Jordan Hare and do these freakish stuff to beat us, man. Like, how do you snap the ball and spike it with 1 second left before halftime? How is that physically possible? If you hike the ball, what has to happen?
To be fair, Nick Saban was lobbying for that.
Oh, I know. Oh, Saban was mad. I didn't get it until
I was like, bro, go to overtime. Go to overtime.
No, not the kick six.
Oh, what are you talking
about? 17. Or was it 19?
I got you.
It was 17 or 19. No, 19, not 17.
So 17 was the game that Saban threw away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
sorry,
19 was the one I'm talking about. We lost by 3. They kicked
that
that
was
in
the Mac
field
Jones
goal.
Game where they picked six, the ball that bounced off the back of Najee's helmet.
Oh, God, dude. Now, hey, I'll say this, though. That 2019 Iron Bowl is one of the best I've watched.
Can you believe that Auburn only had to face Tua for 3 quarters out of the 3 years he was here? They only had to face him for 3 quarters. Now, he did hang 46 and 600 yards and 4 touchdowns on him in those 3 quarters. But, how does that get by only having to face him for 3 quarters?
I don't know,
in 3
man.
years.
That is beyond wild. And I'll tell you
because he
this.
wouldn't throw the ball away up 4 touchdowns against Mississippi State. That's why.
Well, I'll tell you this, too, man. Think about Auburn. They shoot themselves in the foot sometimes. I do not think that Gus was as bad of a coach as they were making it out to be.
No, he was.
He was the best they've had in a while. They shouldn't have fired him.
And I think Gene wasn't too bad either.
Hold on, Chris. Hold it back up. Jeff, make it full screen real quick.
Hang on.
Not me.
I know. I can't switch it.
No.
I can't switch it. There. I can't switch it.
6-6, baby.
We really need to learn these.
Well, they don't
I
let
told
you
earlier.
They don't let you set the windows.
About a
They don't let you set the windows until you're live on screen. You can't set the windows before you bring it up on screen. So it always comes up and we're having to shift.
Fix your crap, StreamYard. You hear me? Fix it.
You don't know who's where.
Don't shut up because they're going to treat us like YouTube did us.
That's true. Well, fair enough.
Well, they'll also double the rates without telling you.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh,
and then just take the money out of your account and then say, "Hey, we changed our rates."
Oh man, yeah, don't even. Yeah, no. Well, we sent you an email like 3 years ago about it.
Yeah, when you jumped on board, we said we reserve the right.
Lance, that's a crazy hot take, bro. That is wild. Absolutely not.
Hey,
you won't mind.
Go ahead, JT. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I told
Jeff.
JT got one.
I told Jeff last night, and I was going to get to it. The Auburn fan distracted me as usual. It's all love. It's not love, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
to the Auburn guys. Y'all should talk your junk too. I don't know how
they
much
do.
you got, but
I love
you
them
know.
for it. Chris.
Hot take SEC championship. You remember who I said I think we're going to lose to?
South Carolina.
I think there's a part 2 in the SEC championship. I think if South Carolina ends up beating us right there, I think South Carolina's unbeaten. And I
Really?
think South Carolina runs the table. Yes. I think South Carolina can be a team that has a 1 loss or an undefeated record. Hot take right here, right now.
That was very hot. That's spicy
If
hot
I'm
take.
wrong,
'Cause
if
I think
I'm
you're way
wrong,
off.
I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll own it. But that's my hot take SEC team this year, South Carolina.
I mean,
I got a gut feeling with them, man.
they don't have Georgia. They don't have Florida.
Yep, I looked at it.
They got
Bama's the toughest.
a tougher opponent.
They got
Tougher
Clemson,
everybody on their
but
schedule.
That doesn't matter.
I think they can.
The toughest opponent they've ever had to face ever, because they've never had to face this opponent, and that opponent is expectations. This program has never
that is
had a
true,
one.
Jeff, that
That
was
is,
so wholesome.
That is. I
Program
thought
has
you were
never
going to say
had a
Alabama.
single expectation.
That was very wholesome.
That's right. That's their
Eric
biggest
says South
opponent.
Carolina lost too much. All right. I'm not saying they didn't or did not. I don't remember
They're-
exactly everything they lost, but
Everybody's picking them to win now.
But I
Losing
will
4
say,
games.
this: only game we lose if we do is to Georgia. I can see that too.
I could see that.
I think South Carolina's gonna
Both.
be dream crushers this year.
No.
I've
Chris,
got us picked
I
to
feel like
lose
that's
to
the one
Georgia
they.
and South Carolina.
I could see that. I could see that, Chris. I can
Not
definitely
losing
see
to
that.
South Carolina.
A lot of people saying, "Oh, they're talking. They're saying South Carolina lost too much." South Carolina's going to be hell on the offensive line.
Man, I'm telling you, I like what I saw last year. Obviously, different teams, things change, but they kept a lot of the core coaching.
So are we.
Plug
We
and
could be
play,
hell
and
on the
you're right.
offensive line.
But now I'll say this: Ryan Grubb is what we were missing. I think that
Bingo.
is key piece this year for Bama is having, and then allowing what was the OC's name last year?
Sheridan.
Sheridan.
Nick Sheridan.
Having Nick being able to be like, hey, come here real quick. Let me teach you something on the quarterback side. Boom, 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 and not have to worry about the whole grand scheme of things. And he can focus on his moneymaker, the quarterback position, and then Grubb can oversee the rest. And that's where I think we're missing last year. And Kalen DeBoer was missing his right hand guy. He got his right hand guy. He's got Kane Womack on the left right here. Got him here. They're ready to roll, I think.
All right.
I'm excited.
You should be. We're getting close. We're what, 38 days?
37 days, baby.
We're coming up.
37.
Chris
I
has
love it.
started doing his SEC schedule predictions.
I think
He
South
dropped,
Carolina's losing 3 or 4.
I do too. Chris, you dropped what? LSU, Florida, and Auburn today. So go check that out over on the channel, guys. While you're
Lance
there,
is
hit
dead
subscribe,
right, too.
leave a comment, like the videos. You know the drill. That's cool. That's cool. Well, JT, we know you gotta kind of DD Mal here soon. Where'd you go? He disappeared. He left.
Oh, I'm right here. Sorry. So I was getting my AirPod case.
It was just like, all of a sudden it's just Ryan Williams. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
That's cool. We'll take Hollywood too.
Yeah, that's fine. We won't keep it too long. JT, before you go, man, tell the folks where to find you. Tell them what you got going on over at Talking Bama Standard.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you guys going to do the basketball show again this year?
Yes. So actually, guys, coming up soon, we're going to have Thursday night. That's going to be called Going Hard in the Paint. That's going to be myself, JT, as the host. We're going to have my man Herb on. Have a couple other people talking with some players, trying to get them on as well throughout the season to kind of get some before the season to kind of get some inside scoop on some stuff with basketball. That'll be really good. Check us out on the Bama Standard, but also check us out Sunday nights. We have Sunday night Talking Bama. I'm JT, the host. We got JB on as well, my man. We got Herb, and I know you guys see him on Herb and Raj podcast. And Stephen M. Smith will be joining us back when the football season kicks off right now. If you see his tweets and stuff, make sure y'all give him a congratulations. He's got a baby on the way. They just found out I got a little girl, 6 months pregnant. Super awesome.
Wow.
A lot of prayers to him and safe delivery with all that. And with the I know how that goes. Done it a couple times with my wife. But
congrats, Stephen M.
Make sure you guys check us out on the Bama Standard. We got a lot of great things, just like right here on the Waaaay Offsides crew. These guys are awesome. we got some stuff as well. We're collabing for you guys so you guys can see us together. I know I see a lot of our regulars in there, and you guys, we bouncing forth. I love this. I'm loving the ability to be able to come on you guys' podcast, talk with you guys, talk some Bama football, and hey, give them a oh hell yeah.
You guys are always welcome.
I almost wore my Austin 316 shirt tonight. I almost did.
Man, Hogan, I heard y'all talk about it, man. The Hogan, I got it real quick before I go. You know, internet's obviously mixed feelings about
Sure.
the Hogan
Yes.
thing, okay?
Yes.
And I came from my uncle's black, my cousins are, come from predominantly black neighborhood, okay? I grew up in a different light. And we all liked Hulk Hogan growing up. Obviously, we were kids. We didn't hear the things.
The real American hero.
Craziness.
That's what he was.
I like the Hulk Hogan in the ring, just like I can listen to R. Kelly songs and listen to the song for the song and nothing else, okay? That's why I can listen to Michael Jackson for Michael Jackson and not have it anything else. But I think sometimes people take too deeper linings, and I get it, though. So that's why I don't get into the whole debates on it, and I don't really do that. But, you know, I will say this. I think it was more crazy, though, people saying R.I.P. to Ozzy when he was the Prince of Darkness. I don't think the Prince of Darkness gets R.I.P. But, you know,
Ozzy.
I thought that was a little more wild than the Hogan one. But yeah, man,
Sharon.
that sucks.
Sharon. Sharon.
Man, I was listening to Crazy Train earlier, man. I was like, such a legendary song, man. Legendary song.
So
Love you, JT, man. We appreciate you coming on with us.
Thanks, buddy.
Y'all go check them out, the Bama Standard Network. They got good stuff going over there. JT, Roll Tide, dude. Thank you so much for giving us your
Have a
time
good
on this
night, man.
Thursday evening.
Yes.
all
See you
right.
guys. Roll Tide,
Roll
brother.
Tide, dude.
Peace out, brother.
Thank
All
you,
right.
JT, man. That's
Yeah,
good dude.
that was
Good crowd
fantastic.
over there. Good
Well,
crowd
while
over
we got a
there.
little break, I know everybody wants to talk about recruiting. That's kind of like everybody's thing. We're going to get there. but
Nothing's
please-
happened. What's
Well, a couple things have. Nothing crazy. But please, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Leave a like
Hit
on
it.
this video. Also, it's very important to share. If you're in Facebook sports group, share there. Share all over the place. We just had a post yesterday. Do what? 4 million interactions. Absolutely crazy. That's a testament to you guys. So thank you very
Thank y'all.
much. Also, it's in the chat. If you would like to become a Waaaay Offsides member, that is an option that's available. You are hella late, Kalen D. Boss. You are hella late, but
Yeah.
fashionably so.
Kaylin is the boss.
Eric Roll Tide, just because you said it. Man, recruiting. So we kind of talked about it right at the beginning. Jay was in here in the comment section. First things first, 5-star linebacker Xavier Griffin has shut down his recruitment. He is locked in with the Tide. It's a Bama or bust situation.
Shut it down,
For
big
the
man.
5-star, for, as he put it, the number one linebacker in the country. He said, "I'm the number one player."
Yeah. He's the best player in the country.
A big statement
Right.
in there for Kalen DeBoer and stuff.
Love it.
Obviously, this week, we didn't do a big fancy to do of it, but Alabama did land 4-star quarterback Taden Kawa out of Hawaii via the way of Utah. Very good get. This is a kind of kid that we could really shore up the quarterback room. I think this is more of a let's be prepared in case we lose a guy or two to the portal. When we get there, that's huge news for Alabama. And then, of course, everybody wants to see a Hawaiian guy play quarterback at Alabama, right? Right.
Not if it's at the expense of Keelan Russell.
No, it's not. Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case here. But some recruiting news for the 2027 class. If you look, Alabama offered Thompson quarterback Trent Seaborn. Seaborn is trending to Bama right now. We'll see. There's obviously a very, very long way to go. We were going to have 5-star edge and Alabama commit Jabarius Garor on tonight. He wasn't able to make it at the last minute, so we'll pan that out and have him on later. But Alabama is already starting to shift some focus over to their 2027 class, even though they're not done with the 2026 class. So, Chris, what are you hearing about the 2026 class? There's one recruit in particular that everybody's waiting on. Everybody wants to know about.
Who could this be?
He's knocked it down to 3 schools. How are you feeling about this one? And what's your take on his recruitment in general?
nobody knows where he's going.
Exactly.
And the reason, and there's a reason. I know you have all these insiders that over at On 3 and Rivals and everywhere else, and you got them all over Twitter, and they say, hey, he's trending here, he's trending there. No, he's not. He talks to two people about his recruitment. And one of them is the man up above, and the other is his mother. He doesn't talk to coaches, recruiters. He doesn't talk to media. He doesn't talk to anybody. So anybody that thinks they know where he's going, you really don't. And we won't know until he commits. So take that for what it is. And,
Yeah,
he's been steadfast in that the whole time. He's never wavered from that.
There's a reason I know this, and it's because I'm very close to a few people at the program he's at now. And he doesn't talk to anybody.
Obviously, for those of you in the chat, Chris is talking about 5-star edge Anthony Tank Jones, who Rivals dropped to a 4-star for some reason. But anyway,
that Rivals dropped off kind of.
They did it. They did that for a reason.
We don't. But you know what? We don't care what they say.
No, I don't, because what they'll do is they'll reevaluate them halfway through the high school football, and they'll all get their 5th star again. They did it last year too. But in terms of Tank, he has talked to the media a couple of times. But to Chris's point, he's been very vanilla about talking about his recruitment. He's not tipping his hand. He did a little bit at one point in time, a lot of people could say, but really he was talking about growing up in the state of Alabama, being an Alabama fan. He's always wanted to play at Alabama, talked about those relationships with the coaches, which we all know is very, very important. But you always have to consider NIL here. Now,
and I will say something, and I'm not going to tell you
that's real.
What the name is, but his mother, out of every visit he's been on, she only posted pictures from one visit, and that was in Tuscaloosa.
Sure. I mean, I think everything is favorable for Alabama right now. If you look at the message boards, the people who are the experts are saying that their confidence is in Alabama. That doesn't mean that A&M or Oregon's out of the race. Especially with NIL. But I will say that because of this executive order that just was put in place or signed into law, now what'll be interesting here is seeing if this can be enforced. That go ahead.
Can you explain that to me like I'm a toddler?
Yeah, I can. So basically what it means is that third parties can't pay players, can't pay student athletes to play. It's got to go through a collective. It's got to go through a university. That's easy. But so Auburn and Yellowwood, for instance, Yellowwood can't go pay Jackson Arnold, hey, we're going to cut you $1 million to come and play at Auburn. There's got to be some kind of service rendered.
He'll have to be a brand ambassador, and then he'll give type deal. Yes. Come shoot 3 commercials, and we'll give you $1 million and wear our shit around town. So
it's super muddy still, but what it is a step in the ladder towards really kind of starting to reel this thing in. And that's going to play a factor. And somebody asked about the August 1st thing and what that is. What that basically is I'll tell you guys. So Auburn's recruiting class is in the toilet. They just got Jaquez Wilkes, but they're not recruiting well right now. And
it's going to change.
What?
It's changing in about a week.
That's what they're saying. Yes.
Yeah. Like in 8 days.
There it is.
It didn't take long.
AA knows. So something's happening in a week.
Basically,
AA knows, right?
The thought process here is a couple of things. So via Cohen and Hugh Freeze, who's been playing a hell of a lot of golf this summer, is that they're interpreting the house settlement differently than everybody else. So basically, the house settlement to them means that these schools, a lot of these schools, Georgia, USC being probably 2 of the main ones, are offering money that they can't pay because of the cap that was put into place. Well, the house settlement very clearly states that the school can only pay that $20 million out. It doesn't bring up the collectives. It's not talking about private donors. It's not talking about any of that stuff. So the thought process behind Auburn is that after that goes into effect on August 1st, that a lot of these recruits are going to end up leaving their verbal commitments because those programs aren't going to be able to pay them. Now, in terms of Alabama, what that means, let's just assume Hugh Freeze and Cohen are correct. It doesn't apply to Alabama. I'm going to tell you why. I did a video on this earlier in the week. This is why you should watch the long form videos and subscribe to the content. Georgia, USC have 30 plus verbal commitments right now, way over typical scholarship standards, right? Alabama has 20. They're probably not going to get anywhere close to 25 in this class. At best, they're going to get 2 more commits before it's said and done, maybe 3, right? Why is Alabama recruiting under? Why are they not the number 1 class in the country right now? Because they don't have as many recruits as USC or Georgia. That's by design. That's by design so that they can be faithful to the promises they've made to the talent they have. This is why Courtney Morgan has tweeted out quality over quantity. This is why we're talking relationships over transactions. Yeah, Greg Byrne literally came out just a couple of hours ago supporting this new I'm just going to say what it's called. Donald Trump Saves College Football. That's what he named the bill. That's the legitimate name.
It was actually China.
But anyway, he came out and said that they fully support it, which tells me Greg Burns and this staff has had a plan in place for this. They've seen the writing on the wall. They've been ahead of it, forward thinking, which is probably easy for them to do because who's lobbying for a lot of this change, a lot of this legislation? Nick Saban. And so, I mean, you kind of, he says it and then he makes a phone call. Hey, here's what's going to happen. But so I think Alabama's prepared for this. I also don't see Greg Byrne and Alabama making promises that they can't pay for. I just don't see that happening because the minute you do that, it destroys your recruiting reputation.
It destroys your reputation. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Now, Oregon, on the other hand, they could do that because they're getting a huge influx of cash from Nike, right? So who's got the power there in terms of recruiting? Phil Knight does. So if Phil Knight says, I want you to go tell so-and-so we're going to pay him $5 million for 4 years. What is he talking about? Oh, never mind. He's talking about Jay Will. Jay Will's working tonight. He'll be on next week. If Phil Knight says, I want you to pay so-and-so $5 million for 4 years in college, and I mean, because he's their primary booster, he's where the majority of their NIL money is coming from. He holds the power in what that staff does. Alabama doesn't have that problem right now. Georgia doesn't have that problem right now. But if you look, I mean, it could potentially be a problem for some of these schools who have 30 plus commitments. There's just not going to be enough room in general for all of those kids. There's just not. That's just the
Georgia is saving money to post bail.
Didn't they have a commitment get arrested this week? One of their verbal commitments.
Sure.
Arrested.
It was a regular week, right? So they had somebody arrested.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
I mean,
absolutely bonkers. But so in general, that's the August 1st conversation. Assuming on the off chance that Hugh Freeze is right, it's not applicable
Big
to
assumption.
Alabama as much as everybody wants it to be. It's more applicable to Georgia, USC, schools like that with those huge numbers of commitments. They're promising NIL to all these people. Obviously, the cap goes over 20 million. Alabama's current verbal commitment class doesn't cap 20 million as much as they want you to think it does. It doesn't. It absolutely does not. Now, if they would have hit a home run with guys like Brandon Arrington, who's the kid that went up to Michigan, who verbally committed to Michigan? Anyway, if they would have hit a home run with those guys, yeah, you could look at it and go, maybe. But really, all Alabama has left to land in this class is Tank Jones. And there's enough wiggle room in there. There's enough capital, whatever you want to call it. There's enough space in there for them to pay it and still be under that $20 million cap. But the problem is nobody's going to enforce any of this. The NCAA is fruitless and weak.
Facts.
There's absolutely nobody to enforce this.
They're weak.
The NFL has a whole section of the FBI who is, part of investigating this kind of stuff or enforcing their copyright and trademark laws. The college football doesn't have anything like that. That's what the NCAA is supposed to be. But look at the Michigan situation. It is completely clear what they did, and the NCAA has done absolutely nothing.
Zip.
They've done nothing.
They
for
can't.
years.
They can't do anything.
They opened Pandora's box.
Yeah,
Saban tried to tell them.
They're not an enforcement branch. Basically, what it is, it's Auburn trying to do things their own way. They're trying to create their own box instead of thinking outside of the box. They're trying to create their own box, and it's a gamble. It is. If they're right,
they'll be looking for another coach next season.
If they're right, they're going to look like geniuses. If they're wrong, Auburn fans are going to turn on that staff quick.
Yeah.
I think
So-
the latter is more realistic.
Cruz said that he doesn't think Hugh's going to make it to the Iron Bowl. That was crazy to me. I think he's on a 4-year cushion. I think if he goes 5-7 this year,
I don't think
then
so.
the heat will be on next year. I think this year's a wash too.
If they don't make a bowl game this year, it's
Oh, 100%.
gone.
Yeah. Oh,
And if
absolutely.
they make a bowl game and lose, he is out.
If they lose to Alabama, they're out. If
You
they don't
think so?
make the playoff and lose to Alabama, they're out.
You think so?
100%. Yeah, that's what they measure their success by, Alabama.
You're right. They
That's
want immediate success.
Yeah, Alabama. I mean, look, Auburn has a culture problem. They have a culture problem. They have this inferiority complex to Alabama, which I get. You're going to have that when the other team in your state has that kind of tradition and that kind of winning pedigree. But the problem is Auburn just automatically puts themselves on that same pedestal instead of being patient enough to work up to it.
They just need to be humble. We let them play.
And so, but it's a culture problem. It really is. It's the small guy that goes into the ring barking at the big guy, and he 8 out of 10 times he loses. And that's exactly, it's the yappy little puppy that will bite at your ankles. That's what Auburn is. And to them, they are. I mean, I've heard Auburn fans call themselves blue bloods when it comes to football, which is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. And I'm not even trying to hate. That's just stupid. They're definitely not. And so they have a culture problem, and they exist in this bubble of I don't know, prestige that's not real. It's really
they're in a bubble of fantasy.
It's Alabama's fault because
it's like you're living
Because
in.
we play them every year.
well, the pressure that they
And even
must
if we
feel-
don't lose the game, we lose, because if the game's anywhere close, that's a loss for Alabama.
It's like they're stuck on the damn Ferris wheel at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. I mean, come on.
Well, it's Alabama's fault, or really, I think. Poor Auburn is sitting there with Alabama in the same state. Now it's not just Alabama; you've got Georgia right on the other side of them. And the days they've caught lightning in a bottle here and there. They've won a few titles. They've had some really good dudes come through that program, but ultimately, again, sustained success long term, they don't have it. But they want it so bad because Big Brother had it. And look, man, I mean, I'm sorry you guys didn't get Nick Saban. You got Hugh Freeze instead. So for now. And so, their next head coach that they get, that's
They
who's
got
going
the
to
guy
bring
that
them
should
back
have beat Nick
before-
Saban 5 times. That's who they got.
Well,
The guy that should have beat him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I could beat a lot of people. If
But
I was-
Hugh's still living off that Bo Wallace win. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
only
hell,
reason he got the
yeah.
job.
Can somebody explain something to me? This is way off topic. It's not off topic, actually. How is Hugh Freeze not in jail? How's he not in jail? If my understanding of what he was doing at Ole Miss or what happened at Ole Miss under his watch, these were underage kids on recruiting visits, right? How is that not?
I don't know.
How is that not illegal? How is he not in jail?
Because there's a lot worse things that happen in Oxford, I promise.
Let's say, because that's like that's so common in Oxford. Probably they're just like,
I
there's
mean,
another one.
You can go to any bar in Oxford
Find underage people.
any
in it.
night of the week.
He does.
And everybody in there's underage.
Lance is right. Bo Wallace absolutely hates Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Bo Wallace is off his rocker a little bit. If you follow him on social media, that guy,
But I mean, that's Hugh Freeze is still living off that win.
he is. I mean, that's why Auburn fans were excited about him, because He beat Nick Saban twice. Well,
So-
he beat Nick Saban twice.
No, the second one, he didn't beat Nick Saban. That was just the football gods with a deflected ball in the air. Another one caught, deflected in the air, 80-yard touchdown. Another deflection in the air, picked off. I mean, it's just
Either way, that illustrates my entire point.
Yeah.
Alabama, a season is a failure if they don't win a national title. Auburn's season is a success if they beat Alabama. We are
Right.
not the same. For
No.
that reason, if Hugh Freeze doesn't make the playoff and loses to Alabama, he's out. 100%.
Is there a scenario that he does one of those two things and stays?
That's that. Well, I think the fan base will be split if they lose to Alabama and they still make the playoff. Because if they lose to Alabama,
They're not making the playoff.
and they probably aren't making the playoff. That's why I keep saying that.
Yeah.
But let's just assume, it's a weird year and they do somehow, right? If they make the playoff, you're gonna have that culture problem within the fan base that is not going to be able to get over the fact that he lost to Kalen DeBoer at home, and they're going to want him out because likely what's going to happen is they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs, whoever it is they play. But I think you'll have some that are like, hey, Hugh Freeze made the playoff. I think personally, if Hugh Freeze makes the playoff with what he has in Auburn, you got to keep him, whether he loses to Alabama or not.
He did a hell of a job if they make a playoff with Jackson Arnold.
Dude, look, I hate on Auburn. Jackson Arnold is a better quarterback than a lot of people realize.
Yeah.
I'm
He was
telling you,
dealt a raw hand last year at Oklahoma, losing all his starting receivers.
cornerbacks. Yeah, he was throwing to cornerbacks last season, and they just didn't have anybody to throw to because I've never seen an injury bug hit a wide receiving core like that before, ever in college football. And he still beat.
He's stat of ours.
Sorry.
He didn't beat us throwing the ball. He beat us just rolling left. He just rolled out left and ran 25 yards. And then the next play, he would roll out left and run 20 more yards. It's like, he wasn't even that fast, like Jake Coker running. And I was like, the guy's
Don't you talk about Jake Coker.
So in terms of
he wasn't the fastest quarterback.
Shh.
in terms of recruiting, let's take a look at the updated Woot board. Chris, I know you're probably you got some stuff going on, so we're gonna have to scratch here in just a minute. But let's take a look at the Woot board really quick. I believe this is the updated one. It is. So I spelled Taden wrong. Sorry, I'll fix it later. But I mean, in general, Alabama's doing really, really well. I mean, I don't.
It wasn't Lance Coker.
I don't foresee Alabama losing many of these verbal commitments in the fall. They may lose one or two, but I don't think it's going to be anybody of note. One person I would say just to kind of keep an eye on, I don't think is going to be a problem, but I have heard
Kangaroo.
I have heard that communication channels between Sedary Morgan and Florida are still open. So that is one that you want to watch. If he takes a visit down there, that's going to be cause for concern in the fall. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Obviously, the only person we've missed on is KJ Ford. That's because he played literally everybody. Everybody missed on KJ Ford because everybody put in a prediction for him. It looked like he was trying to well, I don't want to say that. Through back
locker room,
I was told by somebody I trust who wears the same hat that I'm wearing right now that KJ Ford wanted to be at Alabama. It just necessarily wasn't the other way around. And some folks may have gotten a hold of some bad information and ran with it. But Bama's doing, I mean, the class is fine. The only reason Alabama's not sitting with the number one class right now is because you got folks with 30 plus commitments. Alabama's not going to hit that number. They're not going to finish with the number one class. If they had the same number of recruits committed verbally, they would by far be the number one class right now. So the value of this class shouldn't be viewed through that number in front of their name, especially when Rivals keeps changing the star ratings. What's up, Kangaroo Black? How you doing? You guys make sure you go follow Kangaroo stuff over there. It's fantastic. I love it. He is he's about as unfiltered as they come. Locker room sports talk. What's going on? Welcome in. But yeah, KB is good stuff. I like to pop into his show every now and again, and he's always cutting up about something good over there. J-Bake with the hot take.
Yep.
They ought to be. They'll still be underpaid. KJ Ford will be at Alabama in a year or two. Don't worry.
I don't know that. Sorry, hold on. I don't know
Now-
that recruitment is completely over with. I don't think that storyline is over with. Let's see.
Lance
Somebody's-
made a comment earlier. Oh, go ahead, Cotton.
So
sorry.
somebody's asking about Braylon Womack. No, I don't think so. I'm assuming we're talking about Braylon Womack. No, the 5-star safety. He's a number 3 safety in the class. No, I think that one's looking like it's trending towards the Ohio State University, which is fine as long as the barn don't get him. So Alabama is set at the safety position. They don't really need him. So not super worried about that there.
Yeah, Lance said something earlier that I meant to bring up, but we were talking that heralded 2022 class from A&M, they're all gone.
Yeah. Well, that's the nature of the sport nowadays, man. That's just the way it's going to be. So
Gumbo
sad.
Fisher. Nice
Appreciate
tenure.
that locker room.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Who brought that up?
Yeah, well, you, because you touch things.
I just shared it.
Hey, we need
press
to
enter, baby.
produce it.
We've got
Oh.
one. Michael doesn't let him produce though.
No, I
I'm
know
sorry.
he wants all
drives
of the
everything.
control. He's
I
like,
might be
don't touch things.
a closet control freak. I'm sorry. I'm learning something about myself.
Yes,
Peter.
Eric D. That's sad. Now we got to listen to Gumbo Fisher on Game Day or whatever show.
Wait, hold on. Fill me in, Eric. Eric, you can't just say stuff like that. Give me the deets.
I can't. I don't know if it's ESPN. It's somewhere. They hired him as a studio analyst for some college show somewhere.
Right.
So now we get to hear Gumbo Fisher at every halftime.
Literally new job. He is going
Well,
to be.
that's-
Yeah, he's going to be hired. He's joining the ACC network as
Okay.
a weekly analyst.
Well,
That's
I'll
a
have
good
to
thing
hear
I
it
don't
then.
watch.
No, it's just
I don't watch
Shouldn't
loser
have-
networks like that.
I
So
don't watch the ACC network. That's a dying.
I like to
comp.
watch winter programming. So I'm obviously not going to watch anything ACC related.
you know I do miss the SEC on CBS though.
You know, there used to be this show that would come on. I can't remember the
I
channel,
agree
but
with
it was called SEC Gridiron Live. And I believe Sam Ponder got her start on that show. I absolutely loved that show. They used to come to Tuscaloosa all the time. They'd go to O'Charlie's. And so we would go all the time and just hang out with them. And it was always pretty good.
I think Jimbo's son is one of the who is it? The whatever boys with the tattoos all over their face.
No idea. I'm
The
not
Island
touching it.
Boys.
That's him. I think his.
Yeah,
I
you
think
know
his-
one of those Island Boys just had a kid that looks like ET.
I think
Oh,
Gumbo's son is one of the Island Boys.
Like he gets on the TikTok and shows the kid and people's like, oh look, it's ET, and then he gets mad. Hogan, you know.
I couldn't think of Island Boys, but yeah, one of those is definitely Gumbo's son.
Island Boy. All right, fellas, if you guys are okay with it, we're gonna go and wrap up. Cotton is under the weather, and I need to go take some medicine and drink some water and lay my butt in bed, please. So, you guys cool with that? Chat, is that okay with
Yeah.
you? Do we have your permission? Let's see what they say.
Chat's been active
We-
tonight.
we
We,
can
love
do
you
whatever
guys.
we
Thank you
want.
for being active in the chat.
No,
Y'all are awesome.
it's their show. We're gonna do what they want to do.
It's their show.
It's their
Speaking of
show.
the Island Boys,
Here we
one
go.
of them had a boxing match with Charleston White
And
a
lost,
couple weeks ago.
lost,
and
too.
lost to a one-eyed guy. I mean,
It's a family show, Chris.
the guy's missing an eye. No. Man, hard. Like fighting a pirate.
His name wasn't Willie, was it?
One-eyed Willie.
No.
Oh,
Just called him Bill. Story time with Bill.
so I got a pirate. I'm gonna pick a fight with.
I know, down in St.
Yeah,
Augustine.
you just
I
wait
bet.
till I see his ass.
That guy.
Let's
has
see.
no
What do
idea
you
what's
think
going
about college professors now?
on. Dude? Chris and I went to this pirate museum together, and this guy dressed as a pirate was talking smack about college professors. He's a tour guide in a museum, not like a prestigious museum. This is like a tourist museum. He's dressed as a pirate. He looked like the guy from SpongeBob, and he's just talking. And Chris and I are just like,
It's a
"What is
puffy
he?"
shirt.
Oh
But-
yeah. Like this guy's
Yeah,
so.
but what somebody said, well, and one of my professors said this, and he was like, "Oh, they're wrong. College professors are dumb." And then we're talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, my son goes to some school. Well, what's he going to be? A professor?" Like, true story. So,
All
yeah.
right.
43 of y'all watching somewhere. There's 376 altogether. So all of y'all do what J-Bake said, please.
Please.
All of
44
you.
on the YouTube
That's
broadcast.
cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, something.
If you're on YouTube, you know the thing. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Super simple.
Simple.
Do it or Bill gets it. So, hey, thanks for joining and hanging out with us. Y'all are the best. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna, like I said, go get some rest. Let these
We're almost
guys
there, people.
enjoy their evening.
We're almost at
37
kickoff.
days. Special thanks to JT, the Bama Standard Network, for
Thank you,
coming on and
JT.
hanging out with us tonight. We've got some really cool.
Join us next week. Our friend Joy, Daily Joy, is joining us next week. She's the LSU super fan. She's the one that actually launched the SEC Pretty Hat line. They're actually pretty fly looking hats, actually. So
which we got a really cool partnership about to pop off with University Traditions. I'm excited to talk about
Do
soon.
you,
not quite
is,
there.
is she going to have a frame with a corn dog around it?
We'll see.
No, I don't know.
I think she should.
Tune in.
Oh,
Tune in to
that's-
find out next week.
Tune in next week. She has a corn dog frame. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, you know, LSU fans love corn dog. Well, I
I
don't
do
think
love
they
them
love them.
dogs.
I don't think that. I just think they smell like them.
She's gonna come in here and explain to us why Brian Kelly's a good coach, and we're gonna laugh at her. But she's cool, nice girl.
Collectively, all 382 of us.
Launch those hats. Those hats are fire. So y'all go give her a follow on X.
What do you? What's the possibility? Do you think? You guys think she can get Matt Moscona on here?
Yeah, Matt ain't messing with us, man.
I'll roast his eyes. If I see him, I'm gonna punch him.
We small timing, man.
I'll send him a message.
I bring on Travis
Send him a
Ryer.
message.
I like Travis Ryer, man. Travis Ryer's got good stuff. I didn't realize he was struggling though.
Struggling with what?
Yeah, like I'm struggling with
AIDS.
maybe he's losing his hair.
Yeah, he's balding.
He's like failing a math class. What's happening?
He's a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, so I don't know. It's probably not.
Okay, cool. That's neat. Yeah.
Used.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Fellas, I love you, but I gotta go.
All right, let's get out of here. Wrap it up.
Thanks for sticking around with
Love
us. You guys are the
everyone.
best. We love each and every one of you as always. Get in those Bibles, folks. Say your prayers. Wash your hands. Horns down. Beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. R.I.P. Hulk. R.I.P. Malcolm. R.I.P. Ozzie. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Rolleth.